Shabbat, Shalom, peace and blessing. Shabbat, coming from the planetary name of Saturn, Shabbatha, which correlates with Saturday, Saturday, Shabbatha, planetary name for Saturn. You know, um, Kudash, 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 Adonai, Elohim, Sabayath, meaning holy, 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 Lord of hosts. That being said, that mantra and prayer being said, it said to distinguish any negative energy and ions and remove them from amongst the atmosphere at any given time. That is the prayer that the angels sing day and night, or the etheric beings to the Most High, or you could say alkaline all, the all in one and one and all. Yah, He, Va, He. Those four syllables also being used as a mantra, you know, referencing to the divine masculine, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and the divine feminine. Because in the beginning, in the book of Genesis, meaning, in Hebrew, Bereshith, or in the Nunnakai text, Genesis, meaning the generation of Isis, Elohim said, let us, keywords us, create them, in our image. Keywords our image, basically to be a likening unto themselves and a reflection to the rest of the world, because Psalms 82 says, ye are all gods and children of the Most High. And as above, so below. The macro prosophis above and the micro prosophis below, because we are the microorganisms and the host of the Elohim. We've been doing these lessons, the 7 Hermetic principles out of the Kabbalion, the 3 initiates, and 3 initiates, Enoch, Hermes, and Thoth are all one and the same, and we've been doing the 7 principles and laws, those 7 principles and laws: mentalism, cause and effect, vibration, rhythm, gender, polarity, which is duality, the law of correspondence, and or did I say causation, which is cause and effect? And now we're going to go into the law of mentalism, because I've been dropping little videos here and there on that as well. So we're going to go back into it, and we're going to touch on the law of, in principle, of mental transmutation. Like I've been saying in other videos, how do you materialize your inner essence, your internal part? You turn your thoughts into actions, and by you turning them into action, you materialize your internal essence on the physical plane by doing that. But this is going to give you an idea at how you transform and transmute your mental state. It's very key. It's a tool to unlocking God particle and powers. Basically, which it is it's a method, something you can use on a day-to-day basis, to help you strategically think and organize your thoughts in a better way and see things from a different perspective, so you're not always caught off guard. You want to be in control. You don't want to be the pawn on the chessboard, basically being subject to everybody else's will. You want to be in control of the narrative, but have the righteous intent to bring the perfect balance. That's what it's all about. This is my licorice chew stick, keeps me very content, especially when I'm, antsy or, getting agitated. I chew these so I don't smoke cigarettes or smoke anything else, I'm trying to keep everything natural at this point in my life, Instead of doing drugs, I'm using all types of herbs and all the elements of the earth and nature, all types of plants. I'm an earth sign, so I'm a master at these things, and let's just get right to it. All right, I gotta bite my tongue. Give me a little bit of sweetness. It's all in your mind, It's mind over matter with everything, You use things as a substitute. They just help you, You use a natural source, And it's just all in your mind, It's all about how you thinking, your vibration, If you're thinking negative, positive, overwhelming yourself, worrying, it's all in your mind. what the cause and effect is going to be for you and your outcome and what you are trying to fulfill or focus and reflect your intent on. Mhm. Mind over matter. All right, let's get right into it. Mental transmutation. Mind, as well as metals and elements, may be transmuted from state to state, degree to degree, condition to condition, pole to pole, vibration to vibration. True hermetic transmutation is a mental art. It is a mental art, the Kabbalion. As we have stated, the Hermeticists were the original alchemists, astrologers, and psychologists. Hermes, having been the founder of these schools of thought from astrology, has grown modern astronomy, from alchemy has grown modern chemistry, from the mystic psychology has grown the modern psychology of the schools. But it must not be supposed that the ancients were ignorant of that which the modern schools supposed to be their exclusive and special property. The records engraved on the stones of ancient Egypt show exclusively that the ancients had a full comprehension knowledge of astronomy. The very building of the pyramids showing the connection between their design and the study of astronom- astronom- ast- astronomical science, nor were they ignorant of chemistry, for the fragments of the ancient writings show that they were acquainted with the chemical properties of things. In fact, the ancient theories regarding the psychics are being slowly verified by the latest discoveries of modern science, notably those relating to the constitution of matter, nor must it be supposed that they were ignorant of the so-called modern discoveries. All right, let's get back to it. In psychology, on the contrary, the Egyptians were especially skilled in the science of psychology, particularly in the branches that the modern schools ignore, but which nevertheless are being uncovered under the name of psychic science, which is perplexing the psychologists of today and making them reluctant admit that there may be something in it after all. The truth is that beneath the material chemistry, astronomy, and psychology, that is the psychology in its phase of brain action. And the ancients possessed the knowledge of transcendental astronomy called astrology, of transcendental chemistry called alchemy, of transcendental psychology called mystic psychology. They possess the inner knowledge, which would be the eternal, as well as the outer knowledge, which would be the exoteric, the external. You know, so they go hand in hand in duality. Why? By taking your inner essence and materializing this externally on the physical plane by turning your thoughts into action. You know, the latter alone being possessed by the modern scientists among the many secret branches of knowledge possessed by the Hermeticists was that known as mental transmutation, which forms the subject matter of this lesson. Transmutation is a term usually employed to disseminate of the base metals into gold. The word transmute means to change from one nature, form, or substance into another, to transform. Webster, and according to mental transmutation, means the art of changing, transforming mental states, forms, and conditions into others. So, you may see the mental transmutation is the art of mental chemistry. If you like the term or form of practice, mystic psychology, but this means far more than appears on the surface. Transmutation, alchemy, or chemistry on the mental plane is important enough in its effects to be sure, and if the art stopped there, it would still be one of the most important branches of study known to man. But this is only the beginning. Let us see why. The first of the seven Hermetic principles is the principle of mentalism. The axiom of which is the all is mind. The universe is mental, which means that the underlying reality of the universe is mind, and the universe itself is mental, that is existent in the mind of the all. We shall consider this principle in succeeding lessons, but let us see the effect of the principle if it be assumed to be true. If the universe is mental, it in its nature, then mental transmutation must be the art of changing the conditions of the universe along the lines of matter, force, and mind. So you see, therefore, the mental transmutation is really the magic. It's all in the mind. Mind over matter. That's what the magic is. It's that magneticism, that magnetic pull that you pull in due to your vibrational frequency, but based upon your vibration is based upon how you think, how you correlate your thoughts. So basically controlling your emotions and moods, because what you reflect your intent on is that's how the magic in your emotions is, that's how the magic is unlocked. That's the secret that nobody can really, just basically openly tell you. But people use it every day and they don't even realize they're using it. All right. Transmutation is really the magic of which the ancient writers had so much to say in their mystical works, and about which they gave so few practical instructions. If all be mental, then the art which enables one to transmute mental conditions must render the masters the controllers of material conditions as well as those ordinarily called mental. As a matter of fact, none but the advanced mental alchemists have been able to obtain the degree of power necessary to control the grosser physical condition, means the lower vibrational things, the gross set, the grotesque beings, which it talks about in the Greater and Lesser Keys of Solomon. The grosser physical conditions, or that could also go two ways, meaning the lower states, poverty, stuff that is just it's not vibing highly, it's because when you're in a more peaceful and comfortable state, your peace, it's a feeling, it's emotion that allows you to vibe on a certain level. But when you're at a low state and struggle, and the conditions are not comfortable, it causes you to vibe at a lower state. you know um Writers had so much to say in their mystical works about which they gave few practical instructions. If all be mental, then the art which enables one to transmute mental conditions must be rendered the master, the controller of the material conditions, as well as those ordinary called mental. As a matter of fact, none of the advanced mental alchemists have been able to obtain the degree of power necessary to control the grosser physical conditions, such as the control of the elements of nature, those elemental spirits, which it talks about in the Greater and Lesser Keys of Solomon as well. The production of or cessation or tempest, the production of cessation of earthquakes and other great physical phenomena. A lot of things will happen due to the control of one's mind and one being consciously aware. It talks about that in Revelation 2, two witnesses, two olive branches, which I talked about yesterday, and a nation being awoken as a collective, and their very own tribes having their very own abilities, but what causes the effect of these things to occur. The production of cessational or tempest, the production of cessations of earthquakes and other great physical phenomena, but that such men have existed and do exist today. Oh, I know it. I believe it. I'm fully aware of it. Ain't nothing nobody can tell me at this point. All the information and text I done went through, to get this knowledge. Yeah. Actually practice it, But I realized I've been doing it my whole life. It didn't matter what belief system I was in at what point in my life. This energy was always revolving around me and thriving around me. So, you know, it was all those different belief systems I was in. It was just setting the stage to get me to where I'm at right now, so I can have a little piece of the pie of everything, and I can understand how and understand how things work and correlate together in duality. I'm not looking for something to be wrong in somebody's belief system. I'm more so looking for the consistency and pattern so I can bring them together. So it ain't no debate or bias people going back and forth with each other of who's right and wrong, because alkaline all the all in one, the one and all. And I know that God is in all things, and I'm not naive to the fact to believe otherwise and believe that God is subject to just one book. I'm just not. You gotta be a fool to believe that God is just subject to one thing when God is vast countenance and creates universes, worlds, different dimensions, things you can't even comprehend. And you think that God just made one book. I'm most only in this book. No, people is just too naive to look for the consistency and pattern. Because if you look through all these spiritual texts, you'll find the consistency and pattern. All right, beliefs to all advanced occultists of all schools that the master's existence and had these powers. The best teachers restore their students having had experiences which justified them in such belief and statement. The masters do not make public exhibitions of their powers, but seek seclusion from the crowds of men. It's like it tells you to go pray in your closet. You don't want people to they don't need to know that you're praying or what you're giving to the universe and your creator. Because people will cast a different kind of intent. People get mad at you just because you're praying. You know, they literally, somebody see you doing something good, their vibration, and those are called jumping spirits. They're pushing that vibrational frequency onto you. That's what causes your mood to change if you're not mentally, aware and in control of the surrounding things around you and understand how they work. This is very deep. We all got power. You don't want to use your power and you think something's so wrong with it. Everything has good and bad. It's all about your intent. And if you got positive intent and your nature is good, you deserve power, so you can bring the proper balance, Wicked people is the ones that don't deserve no power, because you see where that gets you. They kill, steal, and destroy, They contaminate, they poison, they delude, they GMO, they artificial it, they fake it to make it, Murder, and then hide real good, the real inner essence of themselves, and they always come out as the hero. That's dark magic at its best. I know what's going on here. I'm not naive to the fact of what it really actually is. Be real with yourself, but seeks seclusion from the crowds of men. Just like it says in the Greater Lesser Keys of Solomon, it tells you to go into secluded places to perform these arts or do these things in order to better work. Basically meaning so it's no distraction.